last season was a pretty interesting season for me, really. I'd spent a long time trying to achieve, getting to go to the Olympic Games and then to win a medal. And it was quite strange once I'd achieved that in 2008, and to come back for 2009, I really wanted a fresh challenge, and for that I took up C2. I asked my partner Richard Hounslow to start competing in that with me, and really it was quite new to be trying to compete at two categories at every event, and on the whole it went pretty well. It probably didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I really hoped to win a medal at the World Championships, but fifth is actually my best equal ever result at the World Championships, and to have won the World Cup was a massive success for me, and also to have won a medal in the C2 so early on was really encouraging for both of us. I think obviously it would depend on the individual, but for me, having won my Olympic medal, it definitely was a real shift in motivation. All I'd concentrated on up until that point was trying to win an Olympic medal, and when I'd done it, yeah, I definitely thought, oh, what next? And contemplated even maybe I'm done for canoeing. But after a bit of a break and a bit of a thought, I had this idea of taking up C2 as well, and that really excited me and motivated me to train again, and it was just something new. Yeah. I find it hard to set an aim each year, really, as we go. Obviously for me at the minute the big aim is looking towards London 2012, but really I just want to keep on pushing hard and try and get into those finals and battle for the top spots, really. Yeah. The season will obviously be building towards Tassen at the World Championships. That's my biggest aim as a race, certainly. And yeah, it'll be interesting. This last year was just learning how to compete in two categories, and now that we feel we actually have a bit of experience at it, I think hopefully be able to build on that. The things that we've been having to learn really this year in competing in two disciplines are that on a race day you might have a bad race in one, and you've got to then pick yourself up to compete in the other in a final, which might be half an hour later, and that's quite a challenge, but it comes in training as well, just learning to separate that they are two different events, and it doesn't matter what happens in one. You've got to move on sometimes and just start focusing on the next one. Yeah. It's so
that's mentally and physically?
Physically, obviously, the simplest thing is we only have about half the time now to devote to each of our classes, but I think there's a lot of crossover in the training. There's a lot of it is just good whitewater skill, learning courses, and being physically strong and fit. The difficult side is that technically they are a bit different in the real fine technique, and it's just trying to come into every session fresh and make the most of every session, and also we've had to up the amount of training we've been doing a bit as well. It's really exciting to have a home Olympic Games coming up, especially with having won a medal at the previous games. I now have a bit of a profile within the UK, and to be one of the medaling athletes from the previous games coming with the home games coming up is really exciting for, I think, probably for all the sports, but for canoe slalom we have a new slalom course getting built in London, and yeah, it's going to be a bit more attention in the build-up. I think there will be a lot more expectation upon British athletes who are competing in London 2012, but I think the biggest pressure that most people are there to do it for themselves, and the biggest pressure will be just performing the way that you want to, and managing other people's expectations. Although hard, it shouldn't affect you.